I gotta say, Egg McMuffin must be the grossest food to eat like right into the microphone. For sure. That is a gross sounding food. Something about it, listen, it tastes amazing. Something about the consistency of the egg. I don't know what to say. It's the amount of mayo. What do you live in like Northern Europe? Who's putting mayo on a egg McMuffin? Are you feeling refreshed and recharged? Let me give you a breakdown of how the last few days have been. Because the answer is no. Saturday, I dropped my wife off at the airport. She's spending a week in Korea as a nice birthday gift. Get some time, vacation, time away from the baby, rediscover what life is like, as just a person instead of a parent. No problem. Saturday, me and the baby had a good time. But I did notice that by the end of Saturday, she was getting a little sick. She had a little bit of diarrhea. And then on Sunday, she's fine by the way, but on Sunday, I got a text from the daycare that said, I'm not going to be open tomorrow. I woke up in the middle of the night and am like extremely sick. And I was like, oh shit. That's a disaster. But I told Kate before she left, I was like, because she was trying to feed me some copium. She was like, I'm sure that nobody will be sick. I'm sure that the daycare will be open. And I'm like, listen, we've both lived this for a year. It's the first year that she's been in. The last year was the first year that she was in daycare. We know what it's like. You can't bet on that any given week that nobody's going to be sick. So I said, whatever. If it's closed for the whole week, then it's closed for the whole week. There's not much you can do about it, right? Anyway, so day one, I was like, no problem. About halfway through day one, this is technically day three, but day one of no daycare, I got like intense stomach pain and was like, it was like out of nowhere. Monday morning, I PB'd on the Peloton, was feeling great. Monday around 1 p.m., extreme stomach pain followed by like feeling super lethargic, let's just call it loss of fluids, etc., etc. Then about halfway through Monday, I got another text from my daycare that said, hey, I'm going to be closed on Tuesday. By the way, here's what I have: stomach pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and feeling extremely tired. I hope that it didn't get passed on to anybody else. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, it definitely got passed on to me. I think my daughter. Okay, so the way that it went down is my daycare provider was like, hey, on like Wednesday, 2 kids had like diarrhea or something like that. So we sent them home. So then my baby had a little bit of diarrhea on like Saturday, and then she gave me the full-blown version of it on Monday. So Monday and Tuesday were real. Those were nasty days. Like I know people have horror stories about stomach flu where they lose like 15 pounds in a week or whatever. I'm over. I woke up today and I was like, finally, I'm alive again. But like it was like a light bulb went off. Like Monday, Tuesday, I was dead, and then today I feel normal again. But I did lose 1.6 kilos in 2 days of not eating, while also like anti-eating a lot. And now she's back at daycare today. So Monday, Tuesday, pretty bad for me personally. Looking after a 2-year-old who's got a lot of energy when I had no energy, pretty bad. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Like I would say I'm feeling like 100% today. So I don't know. It might have been norovirus just because everything I read about norovirus, which was a lot because I had a lot of time on the couch yesterday, was like it lasts like 1 to 2 days most of the time, or 2 to 3 days, and after 2 days I feel good. But man, oh man, some of you guys are pretty cool. Do not get norovirus. You watch anything yesterday while you were sick? I had Seinfeld on Netflix probably for like 8 hours yesterday while I was sick, and I could not tell you the plot of a single episode. How do you keep getting these food bugs? Bro, this is not food bugs. I mean, you can get norovirus from like, Did you not hear the story? That everyone at the daycare was shitting their pants? I didn't bring a bunch of chicken tataki to the daycare on Wednesday. Obviously, one parent had their kid had diarrhea. They said, fuck it, just send them anyway. And then got everybody else at the daycare sick. Now I got to go to that kid's birthday party on Saturday and pretend like, oh yeah, no, did you guys? Yeah, I don't know. It's just been going around when they fucking gave it to me. I got to take my ass to Toys R Us and buy like a moderately priced gift under 25 Canadian dollars, give it to the kid, and then give the parents the damn side eye. You know which kid it is? I don't know which kid it is, but listen, I can make assumptions. And I don't even blame the parents, okay? You know why I don't blame the parents? First off, there's two reasons for this one. The first one is that from having it myself, I know that it came on super quickly. So I have no idea. You know, maybe they sent their kid to daycare where the kid was fine, and then like 2 hours later, the kid was like, I have a tummy ache. The other one is that it's society's fault because, you know, we live in a world now where both parents have to work to financially sustain a household, and you pay like a ton of money for daycare. So every time your kid has like a little bit of illness, you have to send them to daycare. Because if you took them out of daycare every time they had a little bit of an illness, then you would use up all of your sick days in like a month, and then your ass would be fired. So like, maybe instead I'll use it as an opportunity to commiserate. Hey, remember that time society gave us all norovirus? I will say though, I was laughing while I was, you know, it wasn't, and people are like, do you ever get sick without almost dying? I did not almost die this time. Did I ever say I almost died? No, I was just like not happy regardless. And I was sending these tweets like, hey, I can't make it to daycare, or I can't make it to stream today because daycare is closed. People tweet you like crazy stuff. Someone tweeted me, Pog, another daddy-daughter day. Enjoy your time at the park. My ass was parked on the toilet seat. And I don't mean me, I mean literally my ass for once. This is so presumptuous. Pog, what are you and the baby gonna do today? Well, I'm gonna put her in the high chair strapped in because, like, I'm borderline in and out of consciousness and also running to the bathroom like once every 90 minutes to have an absolutely disgusting bowel movement. So I hope you have a good day too. I don't think your tweets mentioned you were sick at all. Of course, because I can't. Do you understand the culture we're living in right now? I can't mention that I'm sick, because if I say like, oh, I've got a tummy ache, people are going to be like, oh, Return of Little Caesar, whoa, oh, he almost died, I almost died, whoa, the Campylobacter getting ready for round 2. Because you can't make any single tweet without someone who's been online for 14 hours being like, this is my time to make a joke that 1,000 other people have made every day for the past, 8 months. What do you expect him to say then? See you tomorrow. Or nothing. That's fine too. I don't know. It's not mean. It's just like overly familiar. When someone like that I don't even know is like, don't worry, enjoy your day with your daughter. And I'm like, okay, well, like that's good. But like my ass is not, nobody's enjoying it. Is having a child being hellaciously sick every other week? No, I think that's overly dramatic, honestly. But I did see a post. It was like it's a study. And the study was like how often viruses are detected in households based on the age of the adults in the household and also how many kids they have. For adults with 0 kids, there were viruses detected in the household like 8% of the year. So, once is on a weekly data collection, so that's like once every 3 months, because that's 12 weeks. For parents with 1 kid, it was like 36% of the year, so that's like, once every 3 months. And this doesn't mean you're sick, it just means that there's like viruses detected. Like you could be infected, but just like be built different and fight that shit off, right? And then for parents with 2 kids, it was like 55, 56% of the time. So it was like literally half the year you're possibly sick or at least at risk of being sick. And then I mean, not that many people these days are having 6 kids, but with 6 kids, it was 86% of the year. It's literally like 11 months out of the year or something like that. What's the control? Yeah, I don't know if there was a control. I don't think that they were doing a double-blind test where like half of the families had aerosolized virus parts let loose into their HVAC system and the other half were just living free. Thank you, Daniel, for saying what I'm saying, but less sarcastically. Which is there's an observational study, so there's no control. You got to remember, I'm going to be snippy. I'm going to be sarcastic today. I've been talking literally to one 2-year-old for 4 days straight. You know, I've been so sincere for 4 days now that to get the chance to pop off a little bit is too tempting. She was very cute. I mean, like my, frustration is very little to do with looking after a 2-year-old. It was mostly to do with diarrhea. I was having a great time. We had some adventures in the interim period between, the norovirus. Did you go to the park? Not on the day when I was pooping, that's for sure. How the legs looking? The legs are fine. Listen, it wasn't that bad. It was like, I mean, people, they're going to get from this. You can pull it forward, right? You can see the future. People are going to be like, he almost died again. I'm deliberately heading it off in the past. Going through the Salmonella Campylobacter was a nice kind of like anchor for me because when I had the norovirus, I was like, this is not bad at all. Day and a half of diarrhea, no appetite, limited energy. At least it's not 3 weeks. The sequel's never as good as the original. So true. But the baby was great. We had lots of fun. We were dancing. Maybe some of us a little bit more half-heartedly than others. I managed to give her a good, bath time. She had good meals. We were not dancing in the street, though. That is true. How many bagels you eat? None. I mean, until I just ate that breakfast, in the last 36 hours, I ate like 1 Kind bar and 2 slices of leftover pizza. And then about a liter of Pedialyte and 2 cans of sparkling water. Big batch of chili update. Yeah, you want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That did not happen as a result of unforeseen consequences. How does it feel to be solo this week? Honestly, like I was telling Dan, and again, if you think it's annoying to have 1 kid, or let me rephrase. If you think it's annoying for me to have 1 kid and always be talking about parenting stuff, it's about to get even more annoying. Because I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody with 2 kids, or 3 kids, or 4 kids, but they're always talking about even more parenting stuff, which makes sense because it saturates even more of your life, like the juice, it gets into the corners. That being said, I was telling Dan on like Sunday, I was like, it's easy. 1 kid is easy. I was kind of on autopilot, Let me find the exact phrase that I used to talk to Dan. I talked to Dan, I said, honestly, it's not that hard. Wake up, cook breakfast, play a little bit, act 1 done. Act 2, cook lunch, put her down for her nap, wake her up. Act 2 done. Act 3, play a little bit, cook her dinner, give her a bath, put her to bed. Act 3 done. Now, obviously, there's like, each one of those acts is like 5 hours long, but still, I was honestly having I don't want to say I'm on autopilot, but we were having quality time. It's only once I got winter vomiting bug that things really got, well, let me just say thank you to Steve Jobs for inventing the iPad. That really helped me out a lot yesterday. Faint and summons go crazy this week. Honestly, I haven't even looked at the weekly this week yet. I mean, this is like, no joke, this is like the first time I sat down at my computer for more than 15 seconds since Saturday at 8:30 a.m. So like, hold on, let me do it. I should be like that. Call that self-care? No, it was not. Listen. Did you listen to the story? It's the same thing. People are like, how was the Peloton ride today? How do you think it was? I produced 6 liters of diarrhea in the past 36 hours. It was 0. It's my first run of the weekly this week. I don't even know what is in it. Cursory glance. You ever see the movie The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes? Where was it Fred Savage? Forget what's. I think he's like using a computer and then a lightning bolt strikes like his house or something like that, and he becomes like computer brained, so he can just put his hand on top of a book and like digest all the material from the book, and he becomes like amazing at Quiz Bowl. But then like another kid is like, what's going on here? He's cheating, so he makes like a computer virus and then calls him on the phone and plays like this, you know, phone freak message into it that causes his brain to short circuit. Anyway, that's what I just did right here. I can see exactly what's going on here. That's Kurt Russell? Okay, I'm talking about the remake. I wasn't alive in 1961. What was the kid's problem? He was on the other trivia team. So he had a reason to give him a brain virus. Didn't that happen to John Travolta? Listen, okay, we're just getting, the stream's only just begun, and you're trying to tilt me. John Travolta was not in the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, okay? You're talking about the movie Phenomenon, where he gets struck by lightning or visited by aliens. It's left deliberately ambiguous, and then he gets like extra sensory perception and super good mathematics skills and stuff like that. Then at the end of the movie, he dies, and the doctor's like, oh, it turns out he just had like a brain tumor, and it's left up in the air. What was it? Was it aliens gave him super intelligence? Was it lightning? Was it just the brain tumor affected things in mysterious ways? Ludwig played the golden packet, had no idea what was going on. Well, that's what happens when you debase yourself, you know, and you start making content like, incredibly ambitious chess boxing with requiring 7-figure US dollar investments and stuff like that, instead of getting back to your roots and just mindlessly playing the emoji teamfight tactics, but for 6-year-olds like me. Some of us stuck to our roots, okay? Some of us didn't sell out and get like incredibly ambitious and make transformative content that elevates the medium as a whole. Some of us are just, we're still here, they're back in the same town we grew up in and went to high school in. I was born in a small town. I will die in a small town. Is this, I think it's John Cougar Mellencamp. Does John Cougar Mellencamp, by the way, does he live in a small town? I bet he lives in Los Angeles, that liar. He lives in Decatur, Indiana. He saw the lions and the kangaroos take her down to the river where they caught a wild alligator. Is that what you're trying to say to me, you piece? You trying to tell me that Stephen A. Douglas is the great debater, but Abraham Lincoln is the great emancipator? You sussy baka. No, that's not what I'm saying. Are you trying to say the Sagaman River, it overflows, it caused a mudslide on the banks of the operator, Civil War skeletons in their graves? I don't know what river it is. That's pretty good, considering I haven't listened to a lot of Come On Feel the Illinois lately. Americans will literally be like, you got the name of the lake in my hometown wrong. Okay, bitch. I don't live in Missouri. Can you name like a river in Europe? Okay, I said in Europe, not the Thames. Okay, the Danube. You know, you're so lucky that they made that song. Rubicon? That shit isn't even real. There's a Jeep. By the way, I've recently been really into this bit called the cars most likely to kill me on the road. I would like to say that I've had some revisions lately. I previously said a Dodge Ram 1500 is the car most likely to kill me on the road, and it's definitely a car that, like, there's a shot. Like, I feel like it's mostly driven with malevolence, but for some reason, I've been going up against, and that's what I consider all other traffic. I've been going up against a lot of Cadillac Escalades lately. I would definitely say that in terms of bravado, plus size of car, plus incompetence of driving, the Cadillac Escalade is in a class of its own. They do not care if they kill you. Their car is as long as a school bus. The grill is 30 feet high, which means that a school-age child wearing a backpack would need to be 1 mile away from them for them to be able to detect with their eyeballs that's a crosswalk in a school zone. I've definitely, if Cadillac Escalades have one hater, it is me. If they have no haters, then I am dead. My wife drives one +2. Who's your wife? Is your wife Eve? Your wife drives a Cadillac Escalade? Tahoe? Listen, GMC Tahoe and Yukon drivers are in exactly the same boat. So please do not think that if you drive if you're like, oh, I drive a Yukon, he's not talking about me. I'm still talking about you. What about Dodge Caravan drivers? Hold on, I like this. How do you see a message? Listen, brother, how do I print from PDF? Dude, Dodge Caravans are always driven by sleepless parents on the brink of insanity. Those MFs are killers. You won't believe this, but I would say Dodge Caravan, I had the exact same story. One of them, I was turning right onto a 2-lane road. The left lane was packed. The right lane was completely empty. As I went to turn right, a Dodge Caravan in the left lane with no signal light on just threw it into the right lane and got within about 6 inches of hitting my car. And then, even though it was their fault, I waved at them as if to say, it happens, we live in a society together, and they iced me. They did not reply in the slightest. No body language or anything, but as soon as they got by, they freaking zoomed it. They like hit the gas. Like, how dare I almost hit their car? How dare another car be in my way? Also, is a Dodge Caravan the same chassis as a Plymouth Voyager? The Plymouth Voyager was everywhere in the mid-2000s, like a wine-colored purple Plymouth Voyager. It disappeared, and yet I still see it everywhere. How does that happen? And the town and country. Well, by the way, where am I in Super Auto Pets right now? What am I doing? Use your brain. Ryan, keep ignoring Nathan's messages. Who is Nathan? I know you're seeing my messages. Stop sleeping on the Alpaca. It is the best unit in the pack. Okay, sanest chatter spotted. I just it's just a tip from an old head, okay? First off, I was not seeing your messages prior to this moment. Secondly, as soon as you start a message with I know you're seeing my messages, I'm calling the police. Apologize? People will actually go to the casino and ask them to apologize when they don't win money. My brother in Christ, you made the bet. Is it even possible to get 0 to 1 wins with the new health system? Yes, you would simply just lose every round. I mean, of course it's still part. Was it a serious question? I guess is my follow-up. I mean, they don't give you a free win. So of course it's still possible. I was at a casino in Vegas sitting next to a lady. She freaked out because she didn't understand the 100 to 1 calculation of her winnings. What does this mean? She was freaking out because the way I'm reading this message is maybe not right. But it sounds like she freaked out because she won 100 times what she bet. Or was she freaking out that she didn't win as much as she thought she would? She bet $100 and got $1. I mean, that's like... Did you see the guy who bet $1.4 million on the Chargers to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars when they were up like 31-0 or whatever, and then lost? Possibly the worst financial decision I've ever seen in my entire life. Because I don't know, the return on investment was like less than 1%. And you could make like 4%. I mean, it's annualized, but you can make 4% in like a treasury bill right now. I mean, it's going to take you longer to get 1% than, the second half of a football game, but still, it was probably a free 11K. Well, that's the thing, right? When risk assets have been doing so well, that 1% seems free. All it takes is that 1 in 100 shot for things to blow up, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm bankrupt now. I did watch a lot of sports when I had so much diarrhea this weekend. It seemed like a match made in heaven. I think the most insidious thing about sports gambling commercials. So I guess what I should say is that like when I watch sports, that means like collectively I watched like, 8 hours of sports gambling commercials. They make gambling look like so much fun. They make it look like the most fun thing in the world. And moreover, they make it look like absolutely everyone is doing it. Like the average sports betting commercial is either like a professional athlete who made tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars at their sport, being like, hey, just bet $100 on Connor McDavid getting 7 shots this game. It's fun. It's even more fun than being a professional athlete. Or it's 19 friends at a house party and they're all asking each other what they're betting on. That is not normal. I'm not trying to be an insane hater. I'm just stunned at how that the ads have normalized it like so quickly. We're ass right now, that's for sure. I'm an insane gambling hater. No, me too. But like, I guess one of the things that's like crazy to me is that it went from like this shit is illegal, and if an athlete ever does it, they're like banned from the sport for life, to like 3 years later, it's like everywhere, and also on like you can't run cigarette ads on television because everyone knows that like smoking cigarettes can ruin your life or make you look like really cool. I'm joking. But then like also now like there's ads, you watch it, there's ads on the boards. Like if you're watching NHL, every period the scoreboard goes like this and it goes like do your free bet at betplay.com. And then all the TV ads are for gambling. And then in the intermission, they're like, here's how the betting lines in the game have been updated based on what happened in the first period so far. Like it's crazy, man. It's everywhere. Like the sports are just a vessel for the gambling now. Is the way it feels. It's the way it feels. I think players should be allowed to bet on themselves to win. Listen, I think I have a pretty typical, like millennial stance. I'm not saying it's even the right stance. I'm just saying I think this is a typical millennial stance that I don't really care what you do as long as it, doesn't affect me for the most part. We're a very, I don't know, like, I don't want to say a laissez-faire generation, because I think that sends the wrong message. If what you do in your personal life is not what I do, what do I care? I'm not the one doing it, right? That being said, I think if we're going to go all the, like 95% of the way with gambling, we should go 99.9% of the way. I definitely think that sports players should be allowed to gamble on themselves to win. Not to lose, because that's a conflict of interest. Well, that's the thing I never understood about like Pete Rose, man. Like, was there ever any proof? If Pete Rose bet on his own games, I can understand why he's maligned. But if he just gambled on other teams playing baseball, like, who cares? I'm just waiting for the minus twos. It's because he won't apologize? Well, like, my ass wouldn't apologize either if I got, like, thrown out of the industry and disbarred and can't be in the Hall of Fame. And then meanwhile, they're like, Pete Rose, we hate that guy. By the way, join DraftKings now for your free. Here's the DraftKings parlay of the game. Will Juan Soto hit 2 home runs in the next 2 games? Like, I wouldn't apologize either. What they should do as a mea culpa, they should hire Pete Rose to do the gambling interstitials during the baseball games. You know that everybody doing the sponsorships is making like a ton of money, hand over fist. They should hire Pete Rose, give him a nice paycheck, and he'll be like, take it from me, Pete Rose. You know, the Reds are beating the spread tonight. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about at all. In America, there's 3 commercials. Insurance, medicine, and gambling. Listen, when you watch NHL games in Canada, it's not like it's much different, but that is damn true. But the thing in Canada that's funny is that I think there's like a law where they can't say what like a medicine is for in its advertisements. We're in trouble. So, like, there's all these ads, and the one I see the most is for this thing called Ozempic. And I think Ozempic is like a diabetes management medicine that also promotes, like, appetite suppression or something like that. But they can't say what the medicine is for. So every single commercial is like, ask your doctor about Ozempic. Ozempic, my friend takes that one. Hey, my aunt used Ozempic and it made her feel a lot better. But then, like, at the end of the ad, they almost, like, and I don't know if anybody else has been watching Hockey Night in Canada in between the gambling ads, but at the end of it, they go, ask your doctor if Ozempic is right for you, if you have, and then they, like, wink at the camera. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm about to call my doctor. I don't think I need Ozempic, but I mean, the ad makes it seem like it's the second most fun you can have in Canada next to losing all your money on sports gamblers. Or sports gambling, I should say. I'll fully admit to also just simply not understanding. Why are there so many insurance ads in the United States? And this is not from a place of smugness. It's from a place of, like, I just don't understand. Like, it's not health insurance, I get. But, like, there's so many ads for life insurance. And you're like, are you really selling that much life insurance in the middle of the NFL games? I guess the answer is, like, probably, if they keep running the ads. But, like, not like this. Please, not like this. Also, life insurance, I'm not in the insurance industry. Life insurance seems crazy to me. The ad that I saw the most was like, if you are age 50 or older, you can get this life insurance. It's $9.99 a month, and your premiums are guaranteed never to go up. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the payout when you die then? Is it like $3? How could that even be possible? Like, even at 30 years, that's like, that doesn't make any sense. No joke, I'm scrolling through Reddit. I just got an ad for Ozempic. I'm telling you, man, it's the Ozempic lobby goes crazy. How hard do you think it is, hi Tomo, to fake your own death for insurance money? Probably, like, pretty hard. Hi Tomo, you want to get out of the office, buddy? I mean, because, like, if you faked your own death for insurance money, I'm just thinking about how this would work. Your spouse, let's say, would be the beneficiary. So you would fake your own death. Let's assume you got away with that part. Then your spouse will get the insurance money. How is your spouse going to get you some of the money? I know my ass is way too tied into the convenience of modern life. There's no shot that I would ever. My ass would be using a credit card to buy, like, an iced coffee within 6 weeks. Without a doubt. I would be like, it's probably okay to just, like, go to one Starbucks and pay with card, right? And they'd be like, what, this guy's not dead? He's eating an everything egg and croissant sandwich over there. Just use your spouse's card. I think they'd catch you, man. I mean, if they could catch DB Cooper, I think they could catch me. Let's just put it that way. They didn't, though? Oh, you believe that? Oh, man. Does NL mostly play games that aren't super involved so he can engage with chat more? He plays interesting titles compared to other streamers. This is something that me and the other governors on the board of directors have been discussing a lot lately. Is when we drafted the mission statement for 2023, we tried to really strike at the central tenets of what makes the Northernlion brand distinct from other entities on Twitch. And that's something that came up in our stand-up, and it's something that we're, I mean, I would even say committed to long-term and also short, maybe like all-term, I would say. And it's mostly, listen, you already know that the main reason we do stuff like that is to drive like shareholder value. And that's what we're doing right now, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When my daughter was eating dinner yesterday, if you weren't here early, like, so I'm solo with the baby this week, and also like I got a mild case of stomach flu or norovirus or something. It was mild, but like what I was doing to the toilet was medium, if not hot. Let's put it that way. But I was like just not in a great state. I was watching A&E has this show called like Customer Wars. I was watching it on TV while my daughter was eating dinner. It's all about just like customers behaving badly. And it's shit that would blow your mind if you've never seen Live Leak. Like, this man walked into McDonald's and started harassing a female patron. Her male companion said, "Hey, don't do that." He went into his backpack and pulled out an axe and tried to kill him, you know? Or a man was offended he had to ask for an extra straw at McDonald's, so he reached over the counter and grabbed the 17-year-old girl working there, and then she beat the shit out of him. Anyway, she went so hard on that dude. She was going, and deservedly. Anyway, I was, no joke, I was bawling my eyes out, man, because there was one, I was sitting on the couch, like wrapped in a blanket, 7 pounds down from my normal weight from all the diarrhea I'd had, and there was a toddler, like trapped in a hot car, crying, and like the mom had gone into the Target to get some groceries or something like that, and the kid was like sweating through her shirt, and the cops had to come in there and like smash the window and get the toddler out, and the kid was like barely conscious when they got out of there. I was like, just like, how can people treat their kids like that? It was almost like crying during 90 Day Fiance. Like I was that embarrassed that this emotionally manipulative content got me so hard. How much of your brand is diarrhea? I don't know, like 75%. Yeah, then 19 cops. The 19 cops who did it all lined up in a row, and I sucked each of them off one by one. Because that's what I do. When the mom came back, I can imagine what it's like to come back and see your window smashed and a cop holding your child who's like so sweaty it looks like they just got dumped in a swimming pool or something like that. She said sorry. And the cop said, "No sorry. She could have died." And I was like, she's right, she could have died. Did you see they added McDonald's Sprite to shops in SAP? What does McDonald's Sprite do? It costs 1 gold and every unit gets a temporary 50-50 bonus to all stats. Did you see they added Ozempic to the weekly? They did, but according to Canadian rules and regulations, I'm not allowed to know what it does. Ah! Okay, well this squad found 10 different ways to beat me. Never mind, no they didn't. They still lost. I just think it's crazy that, like, honestly, I know Megan seems like a bad person, okay? And yet, like, why is it that in today's society that's rewarded with this much media attention? But enough about Prince Harry. Have you seen this movie with the AI Prince William? Prince Harry? I don't know what's going on with the royals. Who's the one that's married to... Who's the one that's married to the guy with the red hair? And who's the one that's got no hair? That was Harry. Okay, sorry. My mistake. Hold on, I'm just going into ban requests. On ban requests. I did ban someone for saying another streamer... Wait, oh, look at... Maybe... I thought I was being rude on this one. Here's the messages that they sent today. I thought that this was me just being a little tilted. Shut up, rambling. Just play in your own stupid way. No. Your build sucks, easily countered with anything. No, it's not different? No, moron. Haha, wasted shop space. Please don't ever play and therefore ruin Super Auto Battlemon, please. Your lazy thinking costs you most games. Games is spelled with an apostrophe. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Another streamer is live, everyone. Now we can go watch a legit sap gamer. Yay. I have banned them. Okay. Ha, awesome. Sorry for my half-ass smart-assery comments. It's just dry humor. No, it's not. Nobody's laughing. That's not humor. It's just being an asshole and you think it's funny. I know, because I invented that. In the moments type of humor. You still get credit for getting me to download Twitch for your content. Thanks. Sincerely, user's name, moi. Come on. You can't be typing asterisk moi asterisk on the internet in 2023. Now this one, I was just tilted. Joel, OMG, it's the big mommy enemy. Joel, sniffa. Blade, no, you're not a good player. Banned. I was referring to earlier in the stream when your baby said, Daddy, you are a good player. And since he lost this round, I said he's bad. It was a callback. Please, I've been a great Joeler. Unbanned. That one's on me, okay? You can't, not to be rude, but you can't expect me to filter every single chat message through all the jokes that have ever been made over the course of every stream that's ever been done. Sometimes they're going to get taken out of context, but I have that's on ban for sure. Do you ever ban subscribers? Oh yeah, like not often. Because they're just smarter than non-subscribers. I'm not saying that smarter people subscribe. I'm saying that when you subscribe, you become smarter instantly. Do get it twisted. I do want to say, I don't think it should be legal for A&E to make the show Customer Wars, because it actually takes away like what little shred of hope that I had in society left inside of me. I don't know if that sentence made any sense. That show made me never want to go into a store ever again. Just watching people like freak the fuck out over, like literally at fast food restaurants. Like the way that the average Customer Wars segment is something, it's always like found footage. It's something like a woman was mad at the drive-thru for a fast food place when her order was taking her too long to come out. And then like she's out there going like, with your $2 an hour ass, can you get my food out here? And she's just going off on them, like just strutting around like Mick Jagger in front of the drive-thru window with Saul's car anyway. And then the worker came out and threw a milkshake like in her face, and it only kind of hit her like on the side of her tracksuit, and she was like, you missed. And then another worker came out and threw a soda like right in her face, and then she rushed the door and started like trying to beat the door down. I'm like, you can't, I don't ever want to leave my house ever again if this is the kind of shit that's going on out there. There was one really funny clip though of like at a Houston apartment complex, two very out of shape dads got way too drunk and then just started like beating on each other, but they have no conditioning or coordination at all. So they're just like the two shirtless guys, again, not in good shape, just standing like this, and they're going like, you better not, you better not. And then the punch takes like 7 minutes to go like, and just completely whiffs. And then the other guy like tries to counter, but like he can't quite hit him right. Anyway, it's like a Dragon Ball Z episode. It's so good.
You guys hear that?
I saw that one. I'm not going to repeat what you said because it's not nice. Okay, what they said is it looked like a fight at the aquarium where two sea lions were fighting over a fish. But that's you're not. That's a little too far. But like, it's just crazy to me. People are getting into fistfights like with crowds. Like I thought that usually this stuff happened at like 1 a.m. Like someone leaves the bar, they've had way too much to drink. Somebody else who's had too much to drink is just like fuck you, and then they throw hands. I didn't realize that it was like could happen at like 11 a.m. on a Sunday at a public pool. People are like just throwing at each other for no reason. They're doing this shit like over brunch. I can't believe, I know we're on round 3 here. I saw another one where a woman was pulling out of a nail salon, but she didn't pay the technician. I don't know what the nail salon employee is called. I think they're called like a nail tech, right? So then the nail tech like tried to block her car from being able to back out of the parking lot. And then she just slowly like kept pushing her back with her car. And then the nail tech got onto the trunk and like dug her fingernails into the roof of the car, and the lady drove off with the nail tech on the back of her car. And the person filming is like right next to the driver's side window, and the driver goes, "I paid, she ran my card." And then she goes like skirt and drives off with not a Hollywood actor, just a normal lady like clinging to the back of her car. Like Wolverine, yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, apparently they stopped a little ways up the road, and then the driver beat the shit out of her, and then she went to prison, which is good. But I just can't believe this kind of stuff is happening like in normal society. I'm just saying, it's scary times out there. It's not normal, it's just normal in America. I mean, we got it in Canada. I'm sure I don't want to say it happens everywhere. I'm sure it happens in other parts of the world, though. People just get into... Well, because they had one clip that was from China, where a dude got a haircut he was unhappy with. And the barber was like, actually, I think that the haircut was pretty good. And he was like, "Are you joking? Let me give you a haircut." And then he took the barber's scissors and went like snip, 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 like he was going to snip his hair. And the barber kind of like laughed it off. And he said, "I'm going to kick your ass." And then he grabbed him by the shoulders and like shoved him into the barber's chair and was like, "If you get up, I'm going to kick your ass." And then the dude was like, "Oh shit." And then he took out the electric clippers and he shaved his head. This shit is crazy, man. He shaved the barber's head. He didn't shave his own. And also, here's the other thing. I don't want to like get on this guy's bad side. I didn't think his haircut looked that bad. I thought his haircut looked pretty slick, honestly. I thought it looked pretty good. Sounds staged? I don't know. That's for A&E to figure out. You really think the Arts and Entertainment Network would lie to me like that? I don't think so. Come on, get a clue. What's your opinion on Big Fish? Like the industry or the Tim Burton movie? Because like the industry, I think I'm against it. I don't know anything about it, but any industry that can be described as big, I think just to be on the right side of history, I don't support it. I only support small fish, Jerry, small fish. Not the tunas, the anchovies. Anything bigger than a heron, I say no to. Ah! What is it? Dude, this is the dream team. They got a lioness to level 3 early. This is over. Bro, this has nothing to do with the whale. It has everything to do with the fact that they got... they probably just bought that snake this turn. Holy cow. It's a 32-32. Alright, 9. 9's okay. It was suboptimal in a vacuum, but yeah, you were screwed either way. So you should work for like the NTSB. Well, both of the engines flared out. causing the plane to turn into a fireball mid-flight over the Pacific Ocean with no possibility of landing. But the pilot could have at least tried to pull up before impact with the water, so at least we could recover the bodies. If I was there, it wouldn't have gone down like that. Listen, I've played some Microsoft Flight Simulator in my day. I'm inclined to say if I was there, it probably would have gone down like that. Probably still would have. It would have gone down exactly the same way. This is probably not going to make people too happy to hear this, but I think if I was a ship's captain, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I do not think that I would go down with the ship. Oh, just because of my choice of job, now I have to die because my ship hit an iceberg or something? I'm not saying I'd be the first person off the ship, because I know I got a responsibility to send the alarm and coordinate everything and stuff like that. But if I'm watching people get into lifeboats and somebody's like, hang on, I left my purse in my stateroom, my ass is taking their spot, okay? Oh no, my iPad, it's in stateroom 1107. No, my ass is getting off. My version of the Mark Wahlberg, it wouldn't have gone down like that, is just like, it's not me being a hero, it's me being a coward. Like that Asiana Airlines flight that landed at San Francisco Airport, clipped the jetway, and then like they had reports that people were slow getting off the plane because they were grabbing all their personal bags and shit like that. If I was there, it would not have gone down like that. If the lady 2 rows in front of me was trying to grab her full-size suitcase that should have been checked, but she was like, I'm not going to check this because then I have to wait for luggage. I'm just going to shove it under the seat in front of me. It wouldn't have gone like that. I would have been pushing and shoving. I would have been like, get out of my way. We're getting off first. My life is worth more than your iPad. I would have been going off. I would just give you a preview of my face. I would have been like, really? Looking at my wife like, you get one of those ballistic missile notifications. What's your next step? That's a great question. Dude, I mean, there's lots of funny things that have happened in life. I don't know if there's much that, like, on a humor level beats the time that missile notification went out to everybody and it literally said a nuclear missile or ballistic missile launch detected targeting Hawaii, asterisk, not a test. And then it turns out that shit was an actual test. That is so funny. Although, did you see the one that was like, and I know I talked about it on stream, but the UK National Health Service one, where the NHS texted like 4,000 people, and the text said, results, you have terminal cancer, prognosis 3 weeks to live, Merry Christmas. And then it turns out that actually it was just sent by accident. Like, that is, I mean, it's not funny, but it's also the funniest thing that's ever happened, is the interesting thing about that. Yeah, it was, they were supposed to send like an automated like Merry Christmas text, but they accidentally hit the tell everybody they're gonna die text instead. Which it happens, I'm sure. I mean, I don't work in tech, so I can see how people... Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Why are you bumming me out? You said, statistically speaking, probably one person out of the 4,000 got the text, then got the text that it was fake news, and then got a text that said, actually, just via coincidence, you are going to die, though. That would be... I think at that point, I'd be like, just take me out. I can't go through this whiplash like that. Hey, Anel, have you heard of YiXian? You're going to get me in trouble again, okay? I will say, I looked it up. People say I'm arguing in bad faith. enough. So somebody made a post on the subreddit too that was like, has he played YiXian yet? It looks a lot like Super Auto Pets. Maybe he'd like it. I watched the Steam trailer and I was like, you don't know me at all. I'm not playing this shit. You must be crazy. I'm not saying it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just like, this is not... There's fucking, like, cherry blossoms falling all over. These ladies are fighting in kimonos and stuff like that. It's just... Victory Lap 27. Thanks for the gifted subscription. Thank you. Subscriptions. The trailer is not representative of the game. Well, then, honestly, it's skill difference then. They should cut a new trailer. What's the game called? It's called YiXian. It's a Super Auto Pets style battler. It's the... Listen, I'm not trying to say that it's like the sort of game where like you told your grandma that you wanted Super Auto Pets for Christmas and then she came back from GameStop with YiXian. I'm not trying to say that. That would be offensive. I've never played it. It might be great. It might be better for all I know. Please take the alpaca once. Nobody else is going to understand the humor of this situation more than me, Nathan. Because the first time you said, I know you're reading these messages, please take the alpaca, it's the best animal in the pack. You had the believer flare next to your name that said you had bet on 10 victories. This time, please take the alpaca once. No flare, though. That's a sad story. I lived. I still lived. I still lived! Listen, I'm a simple man. If they want me to take the alpaca, I'll take it. They should just make it a tier 1 unit. Because by the time stuff shows up at like tier 6, it always feels too late. I'm not saying it is too late. Oh, my ass. My ass! It's a cockery, bull's diarrhea coming out of a Fred Fox asshole. Oh, we're toasted. I'm getting farmed. All right. 5 wins. You have my word, I will try alpaca. Zoomers in chat, I swear to God. Do Zoomers not know AVGN? I thought there would be like framed photographs of him in like every single high school classroom because he invented online video. Zoomers don't know AVGN? He was popular in the 1970s. Well, he's like, it's a little old school, don't get me wrong. Older Zoomers do. How old are the oldest Zoomers? Hold on, I'm going to try to do some mental math here. Zoomers are the generation that came after millennials. Millennials, it's like 1984 to like maybe 2000 or something like that. It's the oldest Zoomers are like in their early to mid 20s. So what were they doing in 2008 when AVGN was popping off? They were in high school? Oh, dude, of course that's like the prime demo for the angriest gamer you've ever heard. Why are you hitting me with question marks? They were 8? Oh, yeah, that is not high school. You know what's crazy? I once thought he was angry, but the way that people are angry these days, I think he should just call himself VGN. He's just a video game nerd now. If anything, I would say he's just like he's actually maybe more understanding than the average person online these days. He's like a level-headed voice of reason in an otherwise frothy community. Have you seen his movie? No, I was probably like 28 when it came out. That's like, with no disrespect, like, come on, no, I didn't see the movie. Did you see him fight the nostalgia critic? No, I didn't catch that one either. I didn't see that one. This is the strongest team I've ever seen. Oh, nice. He's building the same team again. Dude, it's early. I'm just going best units available. That's why my results have been so strong right now. You ever notice we're not spawning anything? I think I just rolled past the sheep. Please? Don't kill me. I've been good. Let's go! Okay. I think that's true. I think one of the reasons that it feels so satisfying to take the flying fish is because it makes a lot of sounds. And it's almost like the more sounds that gets made, the better you feel like you're doing. Casino logic. It's very true. Well, this guy's got a whale, so he must be destined to lose. Me at the casino, when the machine goes... And then it goes... And then it goes, payout, $1.37. And I'm like, whoa, but I got 6 Felicity Shagwells on line number 17 that inexplicably, it doesn't go like this. Line number 17 is with the fat bastard kicker at the end. It's pretty good. It is exactly the same team. Me sitting at the Austin Powers slot machine for 12 hours just because I can't get enough of the bit crushed. Do I make you horny, baby? Kate, I can't leave. The machine's hot right now. I just got another Do I Make You Horny, baby bonus spin. Hey, Ninja Zombie, thank you again. Thank you. The gifted subscriptions. Me when I win $3 on the Austin Powers slot machine. Yeah, baby. Here's how we're redoing the whole squad. You're gone. We go like that. You're gone as well. We've only got one of you. No. You got to think about this. Maybe you... No, because you're generating 6-3. You're important, not as much as I'd like you to be. We'd love to have more, not faint triggers, but more units that spawn units when they die. I hate myself. Sell me? Buy me? I know. Dude, nobody's more pissed off about this than me, okay? We need the triggers! We need more faint triggers. NL, the type of guy to buy to not buy winter tires. That is damn true. Like, in a strictly literal, rhetorical sense. That is damn true. I'm glad someone's saying it. My parrot! Oh, no. 7 wins. Not a great performance. We did unlock the Steely Dan hat, though. NL, did you ever play hockey? I didn't play hockey. Say kids in Canada, if they're going to play hockey, they oftentimes start maybe when they're like 7. I did not start when I was 7. And March break, when I was like 9 or 10, my parents sent me to hockey school. Bought hockey equipment. I already knew how to skate, like I'd been skating a lot. But they teach you how to stop, they teach you how to skate backwards, they teach you how to do a little stick handling and stuff like that. Let me say we will make the semifinals there. Day 4 of hold on, will we make the finals? Will we make the finals? Yes, no. Day 4 of hockey school, started to have like an intense stomach ache. Seems to be like a recurring theme. Dude, what's wrong with me? Actually, that's pretty okay. Went to my coach and said, hey, coach, my stomach's not letting me play today. He said, okay, call your grandparents to come pick you up. Went to the doctor. Turns out I had a fungal infection of the groin, colloquially known as jock itch. How did it happen? Let me tell you. Right after this incredible putt. It's my first time in like a locker room type situation. I didn't want to get naked in front of the other kids. So I wore sweatpants all the time. Just like in general at that age. And then I put all of my hockey gear on top of my sweatpants rather than stripping down to my underwear and then putting it on. So it was getting like real hot and like moist down there. And the doctor was like, yeah, don't do that. And he gave me some kind of, I think it was like a cream. And that was my last experience with hockey. Now, believe it or not, I'm a good skater. I'm not NHL level at skating, but like I can skate well. Not so good with the stick, though. I can skate backwards, and I can stop. Michael Scott level? No, I would say that based on what I've seen from The Office, Michael Scott, a.k.a. Steve Carell, is probably a better skater than me. But like I'm better than the average adult at skating. Oh man, I got a burp, but I don't trust it. 1 second. I trust it. I'm better now. I'm changed. I did not throw up off camera. I'm proud to say that even though I had some gastrointestinal distress, I didn't throw up at all. My stomach did hurt a lot, though. I'm proud of myself. I'm definitely the most... As far as members of my household go, I have thrown up the least recently. I mean, my baby is not even close. She throws up maybe once every 3 months. Maybe a little less than that. My wife does not throw up on the regular. Ooh, but she did in her first trimester. What a putt, dude. Ooh. Put that on the soundboard. How about in college? I mean, like, I didn't throw up that much, but I threw up more than probably any person should. What frat did you pledge? Excuse me, I went to a university that did not have that toxic Greek culture. Instead, you just went to underage keggers at strangers' houses without having any sort of like fraternity affiliation whatsoever. Yeah, I didn't know frats were like a thing in Canada, but apparently UBC has frats, which is crazy because I went to Queens. Queens does not have frats. UBC, I thought people actually went there to study. Engineering at Queens is basically a frat. Oh, you didn't say basically. You said maybe worse than a frat. Yeah, probably. I definitely lived with, hung out with, was best friends with, we engaged in illegal tauntings, where the last person is who is alive gets all the money, etc., etc. With a lot of guys that I'm like, I hope they're not working on any buildings that I'm gonna be inside of, because I do not trust them at all. I would die for them, of course. my best friends in the entire world. I just hope to never interface with anything that they're actually building on a professional level. They probably just had, listen, we work hard, we play hard. Which bars did you complete? Okay, now listen, this is something people are not going to understand without a preamble. At Queens, there's a culture, if you're an engineer, you get a leather jacket, and then there's little social bars like merit badges that you can sew to your jacket. For example, if you went to Ritual, which is like the engineer happy hour, if you went to it like 10 times, you got a badge that says Ritual, which means you went to the happy hour 10 times. I was in arts and sciences, not in engineering, so I don't know what the badges are. But I bet I qualified for some. I consumed enough Genshin Violet to get, some kind of compensation. There's apparently an engineering thing in Canada where you get a pinky ring. Yes. They don't do that in the US? Or maybe in England? When you graduate from engineering, you get an iron ring, which is symbolic of the sober responsibility you have for other people's safety. I got one in the US. Okay, it's not just a Canadian thing then. MIT does that? I would just tell everybody I went to MIT then. You put it on your right pinky so you remember ethical responsibilities when you sign things. Joke's on you. I'm left-handed. Bet you didn't expect that. Bet not. It's for none of the marbles. Drew already secured victory, but it feels marvelous. Oh! Physics don't even make sense! Okay. I'm still pleased to be in the running with the S-rank gamers. The finals bet should be 1, 2, or 3. I know this is not what degenerate gamblers want to hear, okay? No matter how the casino is set up, you're going to lose points. The problem is not the bets. The problem is that you're betting. The only way to not lose money in the casino is to not go to the casino. I'm telling you, I've seen Drake play roulette. He's like, I got a system. And then he says something insane, like I put money on every odd number, and then I double the bet of each subsequent column. It doesn't matter. You're putting money into a 1 in 98 random number generator, but if your number comes up, you only get paid 95. I'll take those odds. Many people do. It's true. Then the casino has a system as well. It's called probability math. I'm going to need to see some more analysis into this. Because I would say that's one of those, I don't use this phrase lightly. That's huge if true. Probability math. I got to think on that one for a second. Probability math. Hold on. I'm playing with my iron ring to remind me of the ethical ramifications of this bit. Sorry to the engineers, I know you get really upset when anyone pretends they have an iron ring when they didn't actually go through 4 years of engineering school. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to besmirch the legitimacy of the whole operation, okay? You don't have to be that smart to be an engineer. Oh, listen, I know, I don't even mean this to be rude. I don't think you have to be that smart to be like anything. There's probably like a couple of jobs on the planet you have to be like insanely smart. When you're a kid, everybody seems like they're so smart. Like you talk to a dentist, you're like, oh shit, they must be a genius. When you're an adult and you like meet someone at a party and you're like, this dude's saying some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What do you do for work? And he's like, I'm an orthodontist. You're like, really? You just have to be smart at like one thing. I don't care if you're dumb as hell. Like if you're insane at making like sheer force resistant concrete or whatever, then you're a genius. Bro, what are you wearing? Crying face. What are you wearing? It looks like a hat that like Sheryl Crow would wear. No offense if this is how you look IRL. Like, you look like a guy who's married to a train. And you freaking suck at golf. I'm sorry. Sorry. Always makes me think of Superbad. Take the vest off, McLovin. You look like Aladdin. Why does your ID say McLovin? When you get down there, they let you choose your name. It was between McLovin and Muhammad. Why would it be between McLovin and Muhammad? Can't you just choose a common name? Muhammad's the most common name in the whole fucking world. Read a book. Have you ever met someone named Muhammad? Have you ever met someone named McLovin? No, that's why it's a stupid name. Gen Z, don't be mad that I quoted a movie and people laughed, okay? All the millennials will be like dead soon or whatever. Let us have our time in the sun of just quoting movies and having people laugh. And then when you become like the biggest generation on the planet, you can be like, hey, check out this funny TikTok I saw. And the TikTok is always something like my reaction when we're in the middle of watching SpongeBob and my pussy farts. Okay? I put in my time in the damn mines to be on top of the culture like this, okay? Let me have my moment in the sun. It's a very important shot. Let me focus. Kind of sick with it, huh? The backspin into the hole looks so greasy, dude. The ball is like, no, I don't want to go. And the hole's just like, I think Emil still beat me by 1, though. I'm not 40, I'm 34. That's like almost in your 20s. Well, honestly, Emil, good game. You played well. To be 1 point back of a golfing stud like that, I'll take it. Ooh. I just ate a bunch of raw Beyond sausage. Am I gonna be okay? I mean, there's no meat in it. So I think you're probably gonna be fine. But why? It is a question like why you would eat it to begin with. Like, I don't think it doesn't taste that good when it's heated up. But it's not. I don't think it would taste any better when it's not heated up either. It's not. Well, the thing, Beyond sausage is not sausage. It's just. Well, it's not sausage in like the. There's a nomenclatural distinction. I'm not trying to gatekeep sausage. But if someone said I ate raw sausage, am I going to be okay? I'd be like, no, dude, take it from me. Your ass is about to get Campylobacter. But if someone said I ate a raw sausage, oh, by the way, it's a Beyond sausage, I'd be like, okay, your ass just ate like some beets. You're probably going to be fine. What was that? Oh, on the fairway, though. It's chippable. Oh, it's mighty chippable. Oh! Well, that was still a birdie? That's kind of crazy. I would. This is not a joke, and there's a little like self-hatred in here, but can I tell you what is like the my trying to think of the best way to describe it. You know how people be like, "Oh, I've been hate watching Velma. That's my guilty pleasure. Ooh, I love how much I hate this show." My guilty pleasure is like I'll find like a thread on r/Vancouver about something like, you know, the public library closing 1 hour early on a holiday, and then I'll find someone that's like, you think that this would, with all the and this is crazy with the some people, and then I click on their profile and then go see all of the things that they have written like angry comments to. And really, like, the number one thing for me for being a self-hating millennial is when someone writes that like they're a millennial in a comment, and then I go look at their Reddit history and they leave like 10 Reddit comments a day. Like if I see a 30-something's Reddit profile and it's like 15 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 11 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 13 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. That is where I'm like, you need to fucking cut that shit out. Something in the middle. Ooh, that's my putter. No backspin required. Oh, I knew it too. I knew it. Something in the way he chips. Dum dum chicka dum 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 ch. Tells me there's no other golfer. Something in the way he schmoos me. Damn NL. Are you a cookie? 'Cause chips ahoy. Great comment. NL, would you rather take $1 million in quarters or 250,000 in bills? I'd rather take $1 million in quarters, for sure. Why so many of these questions, I mean this with no disrespect, are like, would you go through a minor inconvenience for a staggering amount of money? The answer is always yes. I'll do what needs to be done. I'll hire the trucks. I'll get a warehouse or something like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's got to be like a lot of quarters. Bounce me. Still a great shot.
Nice song.
It is 4 million quarters. Okay, it's a lot. Oh, thank God. I mean, I do like a good would you rather question. Would you rather eat 100 hot dogs in a sitting or run a marathon? It's going to sound like presumptuous. I would rather run a marathon, but I'm adding in like a caveat there. I would like, is it okay if I walk some of the marathon? Because I can't run the whole marathon. That's like 4 hours of running. But if it's just you can either eat 100 hot dogs or you complete a marathon, I would rather complete a marathon. Because I could run for like half an hour and then walk for 2 hours and then run for half an hour and then walk for 2 hours and then rinse and repeat until it's done or something. Because I eat like 60-something McNuggets in a single sitting. A hot dog is probably 6 McNuggets by itself. So then adding like 100 on top of that that's just too much. Would you rather eat nothing but Chinese takeout for a week or nothing but McDonald's for a week? You know what I think about from time to time? This is literally just stolen from Twitter, but I think it's an all-time tweet. Morgan Spurlock literally made Super Size Me. and had the audacity to go to his doctor, and his doctor said, you have the liver of an end-stage alcoholic, and everyone was like, whoa, McDonald's is so bad for you. And then it turns out this dude was a lifelong alcoholic. He really let his doctor say that shit and put it in the movie. Like, I'm not trying to be moralistic. I'm more just like, you think his ass would be like, you know, can we at least edit that part out? I don't feel good about that. I don't think it was the McDonald's. Anyway, I would probably rather get a week of Chinese takeout, honestly, just because, I mean, at McDonald's, there's not that much variety in the foods. At least with the Chinese takeout, you could go like, you know, you could get some beef broccoli, and then the next day you could be like, let me get some wonton soup or something like that. You could get a more realistic vegetable supply. Would you rather eat a gallon-sized jar of mayonnaise every time a number 1 seeded NBA team wins the finals, or have an explosive bowel movement every time you think, hear, or read the word Paramount? I would definitely rather eat the mayonnaise, even if that ends up being once a year. I hear the word Paramount all the time, because it'll be like, hey, there's this new shitty show that's coming out on Paramount Plus. Now, inevitably, within the next 3 years, Paramount Plus won't exist. And maybe then I would like to rethink my answer. But for now, I think I'll take the mayonnaise. And I'll just root for like the number 2 seed. Would you rather be a Valorant streamer for the rest of your life, or only be able to speak in Twitch emotes for a year? I'd rather only be able to speak in Twitch emotes for a year. I mean, it would be I'm not going to say that would be a pogger's year, but it would be bad. Can I tell you how online pilled I am, by the way? I guess it's mostly just Chibli pilled. My accountant sent me an email on, like, what a move from last place here. My accountant sent me an email, like, last Thursday and was like, hey, we should get a jump on those taxes. Which was January 13th. Something like that. Today's Wednesday. We did make the semis. He sent me another email that said, just following up on this. He doesn't know that I've been in the shit, right? Like, so I'm not hating on him. But at the same time, I wanted to reply. Hold on, will we make the finals? I wanted to reply, and just, the reply was just going to say, why are you so obsessed with me? I don't think that he would probably dissolve our working relationship if I did that, though. He's trying to avoid the rush in April. Yeah, and I'm trying to avoid the pain and annoyance of doing my taxes right now. If you don't want to be busy in April, then switch professions. or start bugging your other clients to do their taxes faster. Would you rather use email for correspondence? Would you rather use email as your only form of communication, or Twitter as your only form of communication for 1 month? No DMs. Well, first off, you're promising me like a good time. I never want to use DMs on Twitter. I mean, this... I'm going to be careful with how I phrase this. People only DM you on Twitter when they want something. And sometimes they want something that I also want. They're like, hey, there's a sponsorship for this thing. Would you be interested? Sometimes they want something that I don't want, which is like, do you want to play our game? And I'm like, no. But the thing is, Twitter has read receipts, which is extremely annoying. Because if I ever read a message and don't reply, the person knows that. Email does not have that, so I would much rather use email. Email can have read receipts. I gotta make some calls. Oh, you have to send the read receipt? Oh, I don't know. Listen, I'm not telecommunications pilled. It's a necessary evil.
Nice shot.
Little hot. No, it's not hot. It's pretty good. It's pretty great, actually.
Nice approach. Nice birdie.
You can turn them off on Twitter. Thank you. You're actually gonna you're gonna change my life. Because now I don't have to do what I do right now, which is if I read the, because you can get a little preview on Twitter of what's in the body of the message before actually clicking on it. So what I do is I try to derive if I'm interested in the request from the stub. And then if the answer is no, then I never open the stub so they don't get a read receipt that I opened it. So instead, they just spend the rest of their lives wondering, oh, I guess he never checks his DMs. I came here from YouTube to see who Joel is. Chat, can you help him out? Thank you, thank you. That's Joel.
Final round.
Keep it going. Say Joel, everybody. Hey, everybody, say Joel. Keep it going. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Nice shot.
Bounce me. Oh! Oh! It was, did you see it was turning towards the hole and then it did a 180. It was going to be like the most insane shot of all time. Too much? Fuck. That was it. That was nature's backspin. Oh no! It all fell apart. If you make that, I'm gonna be so pissed. Hey, is your accountant just following up about your taxes? This is brutal, man.
Good game.
Why does your game look more saturated than mine? Listen, I say this without disrespect, okay? How would I know that?
Finish.
Because, like, I don't know what your setup is like to begin with. And I don't really know what my setup is like either. And then we got it's all being filtered through, like, OBS and Elgato and stuff like that. I don't know. How would I know? That's like, I need way more data points than I got access to here. It's a tough question, honestly. Average tech support ticket be like... Sorry. This is not that unreasonable of a question. I just saw an opportunity to get some humor off the answer. I'd like to apologize. I feel for you if you work in tech support. People they're gonna copium me with this. When I have to call tech support, I'm probably the ideal customer because I accept that the fastest way to get through the situation and make it better for everybody is to just do exactly what they say. So if they tell me to turn it on and off again, then I turn that shit on and off again. Because sometimes that does fix it. And usually I do it before I even call in the first place. But if they're like, hey, can you go into... Like, I don't know, the average person, is myself included, is really stupid. But for some reason, they'll hear them say something like, hey, could you go... Okay, open your start menu, type CMD. Then I need you to type /ipconfig space renew. And then I need you to type /ipconfig flush DNS. Okay, can you do that for me? Some people will just be like... No, I don't think that would fix it. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to lie on the phone and just tell them I did it. And it didn't work. Because I think what people want is for them to be, for tech support to be like, oh yeah, there's a button over here at home base. Oh my God. There's a button over here at home base that is just gonna fix your shit, and I'll just press it. Sorry, we turned it off by accident. What a shot.
Nice birdie.
That happens surprisingly often, though. Well, yeah, because, like, we used to have, like, bad internet problems, like, 6 or 7 years ago. And you would go through, like, the whole tech support checklist, and they'd be like, well, we don't know what's going on because everything on our end is fine. And then they would call you back, like, 2 hours later, and they'd be like, psych, we have an outage. We're sending a service call out to you from at some point between 8 and 4 p.m. tomorrow. Ooh. Oh, the story of that putt, while I was lining it up, someone said more left. And I said, you know what? They're probably right. And then I said, you know what? Who the fuck are they? I don't know if that person has ever even seen Switch Sports Golf before, much less played it themselves. Fuck that. I'm trusting myself. Now the ball's inside of the damn hole. That's an inspirational story. Oh, I had a text. I got so nervous thinking it was daycare being like, some other kid is sick, you got to pick her up. But luckily it was just a spam phone call that said the government deposited $100 in your account. Please click on this phishing link in order to receive the money. Oh, for a second I thought it was something serious. Kate, I'm trying to keep you updated on our baby's life as well. She's got a new thing. It's very cute. You know her shakers, where like one end is like a pillow, like a soft plushy thing, and the other end is like the shaker. On I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but she took one of the shakers and she held up like the pillow end of it, and then she started to interview me. She went like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Daddy." Very good. Like she was echoing when I say like positive stuff to her. She was like, "That's right, your name's Daddy." Very good. What's your favorite color? Red. Very good. And then I did it to her. I did it like in the other direction. I was like, what's your favorite Pokemon? Pikachu. Very good. What's your favorite food? Chocolate milk. Very good. What about apple juice? Chocolate milk and apple juice. Very good. We had a great time. We did that for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. Something like that. It's very cute. I'll try to reinforce it a little bit so that when you come home, I can just be like, can you interview mommy? I'm trying to think of what else. Not that much, honestly. I said, what's your favorite video? She said, Genevieve Playhouse Cookie Monster. So, in case you're wondering what the go-to is right now, she's big into Genevieve Playhouse Cookie Monster. Oh yeah, that one's a banger. True. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday was a little heavy on the iPad. We still had some art time, still had some Play-Doh time. I think we had some interview time. Had some bath time. But there was some iPad time yesterday for sure. Yesterday was definitely one of the days where I've been the most thankful for Steve Jobs' existence in my entire life for sure. Would you ever let Josh meet your daughter? Yeah? Definitely. Of course. He's an old friend. I would let Josh look after my child. He's like a normal guy. He's not psychotic. He's not criminally insane. He's a little crazy sometimes, but he's not like, he's crazy in a fun way, not crazy in like a scary way.
Nice shot.
Oh, baby. Oh, no. Backspin.
Nice one.
What about Sips? Well, people said, what about Sips? What about Dan? They have like 3 kids. Sips might have like 5 kids for all I know. I would absolutely trust them to look after my children. First we blacklist him from Magic, then we blacklist him from daycare. Cobalt, listen. I'm in the running to possibly get promoted to platinum level daycare user. Because the text my daycare provider was sending me, hey, we're going to be closed on Monday. Hey, we're going to be closed on Tuesday. By the way, I've been crapping my brains out. Hope I didn't pass it on. Meanwhile, I received the text while I'm on the toilet crapping my brains out. You know what I said in reply to that? I said, get well soon. Thanks for letting me know. You know what I was typing out in my head? Some Notes from Underground, Dostoevsky level shit. Like, oh, you did pass it on. Like, it's not like she could stop passing it on. Like, she's not the germ. In my head, I was like, thanks for letting me know. Like, that's some information that would have been useful to me yesterday. But what did I type out? Well, she looks after my daughter for like 9 hours. I typed out, feel better soon. Get well soon. She actually said, cool. That's like how I respond when my mom sends me a YouTube link that I'm never going to open. Facts. My mom, she did send me a YouTube short on my phone. We did not win the finals, by the way. And all I could see from the thumbnail was that it was like some of the chaos from choosing the Speaker of the House, but then like funny dubbed over. And I was just like, I'm not watching this. I'm sorry. To open YouTube on my phone is already like, it's too much like being at the office for me. I don't like to do that. But then knowing what I'm going to get on the other side of it is like bad lip reading. I'm like, I can't. And then I said, I don't like to open YouTube on my phone. Sorry. It's too much like being at work. And she said, it's okay. I understand that different generations have different senses of humor too. It's like, wow. Thanks, Mom. That's true. She headed it off at the pass. Oh, not even close. You always underestimate now? How can something always now? Because it always means in perpetuity. Ad infinitum. Now means at this present moment. Motherfuckers will see 2 data points and be like, holy shit, it's a straight line. You know what they meant? Yeah, and I don't care, so I turned it into something humorous we can all enjoy. Instead of just what? I'm getting anonymously, asymmetrically coached in golf by a stranger in digital golf by a stranger online? Gail? Walter shocked? No, don't do that to me.
Nice shot.
Insane approach. Unbelievable approach. Oh, nice backspin. Freest birdie ever made. Hey, did I always underestimate on that one? No, that time broke the always. So would we like the dictionary.com the definition of what always is now? Okay. We're gonna wedge it. We're gonna putt it. Let's shake off the demons. Let's putt this one. Let's avoid the wind and putt. Oh! No replay? Come on, I need somebody above me to par. I don't know if Pachaco was the person I needed, but 2 pars? Maybe? Please. No. Still. I mean, honestly, getting eliminated on a 37 is pretty good. I can't be too upset with myself. Hey, we're doing Sporcle, but we might as well do like a little semi-Sporcle by playing movie to movie first. We have to get from Stargate to Talladega Nights. So here's what I'm thinking. Stargate, I don't know that many of the actors, but I do know that Kurt Russell is in it. Talladega Nights, I mean, we've got Will Ferrell, who connects to Zoolander, which connects to everything. We've got John C. Reilly. He's been in a lot of dramatic works as well as his comedy roles. For example, Magnolia, ensemble cast. We got Michael Clark Duncan, who connects you to Tom Hanks via The Green Mile. Nicolas Cage via Gone in 60 Seconds. We've got Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't expect that to be too relevant, though. Okay. Kurt Russell, James Spader. French Stewart from Third Rock from the Sun. Jimon Hansu. Eric Avari, also known as the taxi driver from that Seinfeld episode where George has a white discoloration on his lip and he says you should get that checked out. Okay. I'm thinking here. You got to go Kurt Russell. For me, at least. And then from Kurt Russell, we're trying to get to Will Ferrell or John C. Reilly. I mean, I'm very tempted to just go straight into Zoolander, which has, and we're not using Marvel, we're using Atriox rule set. So you just type Zoolander in there just to see. And if you don't see it, then we're scrolling down. How can you get to Zoolander from Kurt Russell in one hit? Poseidon with Emmy Rossum. Day After Tomorrow, Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm lost. Jiminy Glick in La La Wood. Probably could get you there. 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Courtney Cox Arquette. Vanilla Sky gets you to Tom Cruise, which gets you to Ben's. Okay, I mean, that's the easy way then. Vanilla Sky, Tom Cruise, Tropic Thunder, Ben Stiller, Zoolander. The hell is Zoolander Supermodel? Will Ferrell, Ricky Bobby. That's a lot of clicks, though. I'm not going to lie. That's a lot of clicks. That's 4. It's pretty good, though. Tom Cruise is in Magnolia. No! Of course he is. Guardians 2, Guardians 3, John C. Reilly. We said no Marvel. Also, I don't click on Chris Pratt movies out of respect for myself. What's Magnolia? Oh, you don't know Kino Cinema? Okay. Actoral. Actoral, much harder. Most of the time. Search for an actor. Also much harder to see, don't get me wrong. I acknowledge that. What did Chris Pratt do? I mean, like, maybe some stuff, but mostly for me, just be in a lot of movies that are not very good. And he's also not very good in them. Okay, so first things, we're the career, at least for this, starting in 1986. Still working as of 2019. And they got some good movies. 7.5 on IMDb in 2019. In the Name of God. In the Realm of God. In the... I don't know what that is, but something like that. In the World of Men. Historical drama. Comedy. Schrodinger's Cat. I'm looking for big movies. Like movies that have like 8s. They've never been in a movie that got an 8. That's a sad story. 1997 with a 7.9. AMIST. It's not Amistad. 1997 with a 7.9. A romance drama from 1997. Drama thriller from 1990. Animated movie from 2007 has a 6.1. That's not great. It's not horrible. It's not great. What is this is P.S. I Love You. I don't know who is in that at all. P.S. I Love You. Isn't that like Emily Bloom? But I don't think she started working. Emily Bloom isn't even notable enough to be in here. What? Demolition Man. Cinderella Man. Celebration Boys. The blank blank. A lot of dramas. I mean, I guess dramas are probably the most common to begin with. A lot of romantic comedies. A lot of romantic comedies, huh? When I think of romantic comedies, I think of Matthew McConaughey. But the thing is, he would have been in Tropic Thunder definitely has an 8. But the thing is, maybe he's been in a movie with somebody else that was in one of these movies. He was in Failure to Launch, which I believe starred Kate Hudson or Sarah Jessica Parker, who was in Hocus Pocus from... That doesn't look like it says Hocus Pocus. Or is Failure to Launch... Okay, Kate Hudson was also in The Skeleton Key from like the mid-2000s, which I do not see. She's also in Knives Out 2, which I don't see. Is it Jennifer Lopez? Do I see Monster in Law? I don't. Maybe this is an older actor or actress, and they did not play the romantic interest in this movie. Maybe they played a parent. Failure to Launch, his parents were played by, call me crazy, I'm thinking his parents are played by Craig T. Nelson, but then I would see The Incredibles in here, and I don't see The Incredibles in here. And then I'm thinking Richard Jenkins, but Richard Jenkins, we would have The Shape of Water. I don't see The Shape of Water. We would have Burn After Reading. I don't see Burn After Reading. I'm not here as a representative of hard bodies. So I'm lost, man. Who the hell's in P.S. I Love You? Comedy. This is Fletch. The Boys. Comedy, crime, drama, mystery. I have no idea. How they're older than 53. So they probably did play a parent. I don't know. Just something about it makes me think it's Craig T. Nelson, okay? They're younger than 76. I'm in trouble. Who was Matthew McConaughey's love interest in Failure to Launch? Was it Jennifer Lopez? She's not even on the list. Is it Jennifer Garner? Is there a 13 going on 30 involved here? P.S. I Love You. I don't even... This is the problem with me is I can identify the movie, but I don't know P.S. I Love You, the movie. I only know P.S. I Love You, the band. Drama, science fiction, thriller with a 5.5. Came out in 2008. Drama, romance. Comedy, romance. It's Anna Faris, but I don't see any scary movies. A lot of romances. Also, Anna Faris is not over 53 years old. I have absolutely no idea. I have no clue. I'm going to guess an older female actress. I'm going to say that this is Isabella Rossellini. No. Oh, they're okay. So they're somewhere between 70 and 78 years old. Actoral don't give you a septuagenarian challenge. Difficulty degree impossible. Who is Emily Bloom? Is Emily Bloom not the... There's two Emilys. There's an Emily Bloom and an Emily Blunt. And Blunt gets all the credit. But Emily Bloom, did I just imagine this person? You've been watching the wrong kind of movies? It's an adult film actress? No, she's done serious roles. She was in P.S. I Love You. You thinking of Emily Browning? 1 second. I said Emily Blunt like 10 minutes ago. Well, you should say it 30 years from now, because I'm pretty sure that Emily Blunt is not between 70 and 78 years old. Who the hell am I thinking of here? I don't think it's Emily Browning. I don't know who it is. I have to save that for later. I have no idea what this is. But here's the thing. I'll tell you, they've never been in a good movie. That much is clear. And they're old. You are Blythe Danner. You are Helen Mirren. And they also don't work well with others. They've never been in a movie with other people. Except for Failure to Launch, starring Matthew McConaughey. Sarah Jessica Parker, who I don't believe is between 70 and 78, but it's Josh Gad. It's probably Josh Gad. I have to go ahead and say that this is Josh Duhamel. I'm going to say this one's Jonah Hill. Kathy Bates! Of course, Kathy Bates. That's the water boy. Okay, Rat Race. Where's Misery? There's Misery. Misery and Titanic. Kathy Bates be in One Good Movie Challenge, difficulty degree impossible. It's actually fucked up that Bad Santa has a 5.6. That's easily one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Bad Santa 2? Yes, Bad Santa 2 is horrible. I saw it on TV 2 or 3 times. Bad Santa. Did I say Bad Santa? Bad Santa 1 is good to better than good. Bad Santa 2 is god awful. I can't believe it's hovering around a 6. Were you thinking of Emma Roberts? Nope. No, I was not. Let me look at the cast of Nanny McPhee. I can picture... That's Emma Thompson. She's a British actress, but she looks like French actress Audrey Tautou. Not Juliette Binoche. Emily Mortimer! That's who I'm thinking. Yes! I was thinking of Emily Mortimer. Thank you. Who was not in P.S. I Love You. She was in Match Point. I'm so stupid. And Lars and the Real Girl. And a bunch of other shit. Her Wikipedia article ends in 2019, but she is not dead. That's not a good sign. But I'm sure she had an illustrious career, and I'm sure she's doing work on her own terms. Let's put it that way. Uh-oh. Her parent has Sir in front of their name. I didn't know that she was a Nepo baby. Why are you BMing? What is... What do you mean BM? I'm not BMing. We're just having a laugh. Can't help but notice when I made fun of Kathy Bates, no one was going crazy. I made fun of Emily Mortimer, who people didn't even know she existed for 4 seconds until we actually found her Wikipedia article, and people were like, hey, she's a younger lady, be nice. Kathy Bates, everyone was like, go in on her old ass. Get her, get her. Kathy Bates, head ass. God is my witness, I've never seen these men before in my life. Are you Coldplay? And oh, Coldplay's over there. I thought maybe the guy in the top right was Chris Martin before he married Gwyneth Paltrow, but also before they got divorced. Who are you? Are you the Mumfords? Mumford and Sons? Oh, dude! For a guy who's never seen Mumford and Sons to just know who you are based on your name, they chose a great name because they be looking like Mumford and Sons. It really is. This Jack White? They got Jack White on the cover like the Unabomber, Genius or Madman. Dude's not like, what do you mean Madman? Fell in love with the girl, fell in love once and I lost completely. Is this guy fucking crazy? She's in love with the world, but sometimes these feelings can be so Is he out of his mind? Holy cow, this guy's insane. Or is he saying what we're all thinking? How about Hollywood Reporter covers television? I don't know a lot about the United States of America because this could be tough. I will tell you something, though. If you ever wanted to make a magazine that I would never buy in my entire life, just go to this. I mean, any of these, but especially this one right here. Hey, did you guys go see the? Did you see the essay in the Hollywood Reporter magazine about Ryan Seacrest? There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in there. You're Chelsea Handler? Oh, he's crazy. You're Rachel Maddow. You're Conan O'Brien. You're Oprah, Jay Leno, Seth Meyers, John Oliver. So this is just a magazine that is like, now and then they just publish a profile of someone whose job is to pretend to drink coffee and ask people about the new movie they've got coming out. That's like their whole thing. Hey, pretend to me that new movie you got coming out is good, even though we all know it looks like shit. Anyway, this is Jon Stewart. This is E.G. Ofer and Pitt. Had a lot of doubters on the spelling, I bet. Had a lot of doubters on the spelling there. And here we are. This is the director of Wonder Woman. Give me a second. I know her name. I see Spike Lee. I know her name. Because she did Wonder Woman, and then she did Wonder Woman 1984, and she was supposed to do the third one, but then she was like, I didn't get fired. We had creative differences. They didn't want me to make a third movie because my last movie fucking sucked. And I wanted to make it because I like making movies and earning a salary. Patty Jenkins. Yeah! We got Oliver Stone. We got Judd Apatow. Sofia Coppola. Listen, it's not my fault I can't name the women, okay? It's society's fault I can't name the women. Why do I know the names of so many mediocre male directors when I don't know as many women directors, even when they make better stuff? It's because every time Judd Apatow comes out with a fucking 4 out of 10 movie about what if we made a movie with stand-up comedians during the pandemic, he goes on the talk show circuit and does 1 million speeches. Comedy is really the art of turning tragedy into laughter. Blah, 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 blah. And then when a woman does a movie that does really well, they're like, whoa, great movie. By the way, isn't it crazy? She's a woman. Anyway, the whole cast is nominated for Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress. You'll never even remember the director's name. You're right, it could just be Angelina Jolie. Turns out I do know her name. I don't know this guy, though. Jimmy Kimmel? It's Jerry Seinfeld? It's Ricky Gervais? This man is not done making you squirm. Ooh, you promise? Carol Burnett. Joan Rivers. Stephen Colbert. This picture is too... I can't... How am I supposed to know? I can't... Can I get some help on this one? Can I get like a context clue? I can't tell. I'm moving on. It's Kathy Griffin. That's Ziwa. That's not Ziwa. Comedy's new queen. I'm just going to plead the fifth on this one. It's not possible given the context. Jerry Lewis riding a bike and Tiffany Haddish. Okay? Apparently I don't know the queen of comedy. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. Hang on, this is the hardest quiz of all time. We have to name 15 women. I'm just making sure there's no nudity. You know what's crazy? I wouldn't have to make sure there wasn't any nudity if it was men on the cover, which I think really highlights the double standard prevalent in our society. If he gets 15, I sub. Okay, ready? I don't know if I'm getting 15, but I do know that this is Elizabeth Taylor. I know that this is Penelope Cruz. I know this is Melissa McCarthy. This is Nicole Kidman. This is Sandy Newton. No, this is Zoe Saldana. This is Glenn Close. This is Jennifer Aniston. This is Julianne Moore, Natalie Portman, Brie Larson. Renee Zellweger. Oh, he's crazy. Elizabeth Moss, Jennifer Lawrence, Lupita Nyong'o. That's Jessica Chastain. I got to think about that one for a second. She's wearing a transformative amount of makeup. I see Scarlett Johansson. I see Natalie Portman. Really? Okay, I see Kate Winslet. I see Regina King. Are you Amy Adams? I see some Amy Adams in there. Okay, but then this one, I'm stunned that you're not Natalie Portman. You look so much like an older Natalie Portman, which is crazy because you don't look at all like Keira Knightley, even though they're duplicates. So what can we do with this? Because you kind of look like a younger, like a more modern Glenn Close sort of thing going on. Are you Diane Kruger? That's surprising to me. I really thought we might have it there. I'm trying to. I'm not looking. I need to look at something else to recalibrate. I'm sorry. I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. Reese Witherspoon, but she doesn't look like that. Okay? She doesn't look like that. They did something on that. That's her, but it's like not really her. They said if you get 15, you sub. And you got 19. Well, that is true. It's a good point. It's a very good point. I know your fucking name, you piece. You're the guy from Kingsman. What the hell's your name? Hold on. We have Chadwick Boseman. I know this guy too, is Riz Ahmed. You're going to tell me your name, okay? Is this Chad Eggersley? I've seen his name so many times. I gotta give up. You're close? Oh, it is. It's Taron Egerton. I was wondering why Chad Eggersley was popping up in my head. This is a picture of the Saskatchewan lawyer with the huge forehead. There's before sunrise, before sunset, and then after sunset, after sunrise, before lunch, before end of day, after, before noon, before sunset, before sunrise, before sundown, before sun up, before... Okay, I give up. Before midnight. That shit is I guess technically is before midnight. Shit looks like it's about 11 a.m. Roman history. You know what? That could be fun. For a guy who listens to history podcasts, it's so funny to me that Audible released its Audible Wrapped a week ago. This shit is that's supposed to come out the first week of December. It came out January 12th or something like that. I listened to 40,000 minutes of Audible in 2022. They were all, at least 95% of them are while I was asleep. I remember nothing. Nothing at all. Checks out. Number one author, William L. Shirer, author of The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. Number two author, Barbara Tuchman, author of A Distant Mirror, an exploration of the 13th century. Number 3 author does not exist. Error. Not applicable. Ancient Roman history. Can you name the people, places, and things from Roman history based on the clues provided? Probably not. Emperor who refortified the city of Rome in the 3rd century AD. Antidi. Marcus Aurelius. The oldest forum in the city of Rome. Bovinium. Bovine. Forum. The Bovine Forum? Roman dictator who gave up farming to undertake a war against the Achi in 458 BC. 458? That's a long time ago. Formal posthumous condemnation by the Senate of a particularly disliked individual. What is dis? Hill on which the gardens of Maecenas were located. That would be the hill of enough. Road from Rome to Arminium. That is a false question. All roads lead to Rome. This is not possible. This quiz is not possible. It can't be done. This is someone trying to justify their history degree. This member of the second triumvirate was defeated at the Battle of Actium and committed suicide. I thought I said he committed suicide in his Land Rover. In the land of his lover. This is Mark Antony. This politician built the Via Appia. A politician building something? Now you know it's ancient history. And an important and famous road between Rome and Capua, as well as the first aqueduct in Rome, the Aqua Appia. Who is Appian? Appius Claudius Cassius? Bob's Burgers characters. Foods by tattoo. All the things she said, all the things she said, running through my head. All the things she said, running through my head. Bob's Burgers Burger of the Day board game. Help Bob answer trivia questions to build his burger of the day. Whoever made that quiz has been posting nonstop about Velma. There's no doubt about it. Can you name the ingredients to the Travis Scott burger? When given the title, can you pick the Thanksgiving episodes from the animated sitcom Bob's Burgers? We're full on Bob's Burger quizzes, okay? We don't need 15,000 Bob's Burger quizzes. Like 100 will be fine. Different burger temperatures. When you're shown a temperature, can you identify what burger it goes with? You want to see some deductive reasoning at work? 130, 160, 140. I'm going to say 140 is medium. I'm going to say 130 is rare. I'm going to say 160 is well done. He's cracked. He's so smart. Holy cow. What a genius. Dude, you cannot go anywhere without them trying to Nirvana Nevermind you, huh? What does chicken have to be cooked to? Bro, 165 Fahrenheit. It's probably like Sense and Sensibility or something. I mean, you just gotta... Listen, I'm a simple man. I see 3 British women with curly hair. I know we're looking at some Jane Austen shit. I gotta figure out who to raid. I'm not used to a 3 p.m. raid. Feels weird. Oh, we could raid Chiblee. Doesn't happen that much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow? I don't fully know, but I do expect to be here. I'm just happy to be here today, honestly. Thanks for your patience. And I'll see you tomorrow. Heart and soul. It's got a lot of heart and soul. I don't know the rest of the words, but it's got a pretty good bass line, heart and soul. My wife is streaming Mahjong Mondays, Pog. I'll send you right over to her stream. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday night. I'll see you tomorrow for Dome Keeper. A scrammy.